The thing about war is, it only works if both sides believe they're the good guys. The truth is, we're not so different. We fight to get back what was once ours. But in the end, and this is the end, it's just a city. You'll get used to watching them fall.
I think we're safe for now. We need to figure out our next move.
No, there is no next move.
And there is no we.
What is that? We're not here to eat. Are those pork?
No, the shrimp. Oh, this guy's got pork.
God, you're weird.
I'm not looking for super friends.
Shit.
That doesn't matter. Can't fight these people. Not even with whatever it is your hand can do. It's cheap.
It's not.
They're hunting our friends, our family, and they're not gonna stop there.
More death is coming. And the only thing keeping Manhattan from crumbling to a pile of dust is the four of you.
The war for New York, it's over.
Not yet.
Nice ears.
They're horns.
I can see you've formed a kind of bond. I promise you it's temporary.
Electra.
They will disappoint you.
Jessica.
Like it or not,
We belong out there together. I'm glad we found each other.
I'm not hugging you.
It's been a long week.
Well, it's finally here. Defenders finally released on Netflix tomorrow. And I can't wait for this exciting new chapter into the Marvel Netflix series. But I know you're probably wondering, what am I here today to talk about? Well, I'm going to talk about the story of the Defenders. The story so far, starting from Daredevil in 2014, Jessica Jones, Daredevil Season 2, Luke Cage, Iron Fist. Everything you need to know about the story so you can get ready for Defenders premiering tomorrow at midnight. Our story starts off with Daredevil Season 1, and I will have time skips, so if you're like, I haven't seen that part yet, it's like, okay, I will not spoil that for you. But Daredevil Season 1 is by far my favorite of the five stuff of Phase 1 of the Defenders, and it's pretty interesting. So let's get started with Daredevil Season 1. The story in Paige. A worker of a company being framed for a murder she did not commit, and she is listed the help of two attorneys named Matthew Murdock and Foggy Nelson. These two run a law office, and in turn, Matthew is blind. She later seeks. Oh, I shouldn't do that. She later seeks help from these two law attorneys, proving her innocence, and she does hide information from them, which Murdock does sense with his extra senses, revealing him to be the masked vigilante of Hell's Kitchen, the Devil of Hell's Kitchen. Now, during this time, there are multiple crime families, multiple crime syndicates working for a mysterious man who does not show up to all his meetings and brings on Wesley as his main advisor. We don't know who this mysterious person is, but he's probably Wilson Fisk. Matthew Murdock is trained in the martial arts and was trained by a man named Stick. no mentor who he saw as a father figure until after his father died. Stick believed in something in Murdoch, and Matt didn't really. Let's see, I'm sorry, there's something going on my computer. It's really annoying. Close. Okay. So the war. So Matthew starts taking on the multiple little crime members of Fisk's career, and eventually finds himself dealing pretty much well to the Russians, find out the identity of this kingpin, Wilson Fisk. Being set for a crime he did commit. His main clue to figuring out what happened is killed by his own partner, who's being paid off by Wilson Fisk. Meanwhile, Ben Urich is working with Karen Page and the Devil of Hell's Kitchen to figure out Wilson Fisk and bring him down to justice. Karen brings on Foggy onto the career, but not Matt, because she trusts Foggy more because he shows up to everything. Meanwhile, Matthew discovers a housing project going on in which a man named Nobu is destroying houses and planning for something bigger. Matthew takes down Nobu, but is badly wounded and is found bleeding on the roof. His friend Foggy Nelson finds him. There we find out about Foggy and Matt and their friendship. It slowly starts to chip away by him being revealed to be the Devil of Hell's Kitchen. They finally come back together after the death of Ben Urich and decide King Wilson Fisk is someone worthy to take down. They finally gain enough information to take down the crime lord, but he does eventually escape from the clutches of the crime while he's running for mayor of the city. He eventually escapes, causing Matt to take down the crime lord in a new outfit as the Daredevil. He takes down Wilson Fisk and brings down crime in Hell's Kitchen, bringing wave of a new and dangerous kingpin while inspiring others of the vigilante of Hell's Kitchen. Meanwhile, in Hell's Kitchen, a new hero has arrived. Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones is a hard-drinking PI who works partly in line with the law attorney of Hogarth, of Jerry Hogarth, who will eventually become a recurring character within the Arrowverse, and not the Arrowverse, the Netflix TV shows. Jessica Jones has PTSD due to her time with Kilgrave, a man who has the power to manipulate people, do whatever they want him to do. And he eventually falls in love with Jessica. He returns and gets a girl named Hope pregnant. And she decides to abort the child, but Hogarth wants to keep the child. For reasons unknown. Kilgrave returns and reveals that he is in love with Jessica.
Someone had to teach you this important lesson.
And manipulates her to stay at home with her, trying to kill all that she loves for her. Now, Kilgrave is a fantastic villain played by David Tennant. This is the part where I'm gonna have to sidetrack. He's the best part of Jessica Jones and a phenomenal villain. Kilgrave starts messing with people, eventually causing the death of dear old Hope, and having a plan to increase his powers and get Jessica to fall in love with him. He's caught by Jessica Jones, but is released by Hogarth to get her ex to sign some divorce forms. Kilgrave agrees, and Kilgrave, on his quest to pretty much ruin Jessica's life,
Assume the best intentions of others, but you've strained my credulity.
will let's talk about Jessica Jones and the man with unbreakable skin first. During her time, Jessica Jones discovers a bar with a bartender named Luke Cage, who
Now you feel the shame of defeat.
is a bartender. They get frisky on the first day they meet, which is really uncomfortable. And eventually they get frisky. Jessica Jones eventually discovers that his wife was the woman that she was forced to kill for Kilgrave, supplying his secrets of how he came to be. Meanwhile, her adopted sister, Trish, is trying to help her cover her fears of Kilgrave and help her track him down. In doing so, they eventually find the enlistment of Officer Simpson, Will Simpson. And the two eventually hook up and oh, la-di-da. But Will eventually discovers that discover that Will works for the military, and they were working on something incredible. Something they believe that Will decided to take because he realized it would have been the correct thing to do to take down
Today was not your day.
Kilgrave. He became Nuke, a military project with 3 pills, red, white, and blue. He eventually attacked Jessica, and defeating the military took him back, having future plans for Officer Simpson. During her plan to take down Kilgrave, Luke is badly injured and taken to a hospital where Kilgrave takes control of the hospital staff, telling them to hunt down Jessica Jones and Luke Cage. They take Luke back to Jessica's apartment where they care for him. And he comes back to life but runs away.
How dare you?
Kilgrave has Trish and willing to leave the country, even though Jessica is immune to his powers, which should have been something to talk about earlier, which was really interesting.
The elixir.
Nice plot point. Okay, back to the story. So there, Jessica Jones snaps Kilgrave's neck and says, "Smile, bitch," pretty much. And we leave up on a cliffhanger, which kind of sets up season 2 in the sense I wonder what happened to me, who gave me these powers and why? Because Jessica Jones is not mutant. She wasn't born with the powers, she was given the powers. Luke Cage runs away back to Harlem, and that begins our next chapter. Daredevil Season 2. After Wilson Fisk has been defeated, a new crime family is trying to rise. This time it is the Irish. Believe it or not, it is the Irish folks that are trying to come back and take over the city, but they are badly ambushed by a foe calling himself the Punisher. Taking crime into his own hand, the Punisher exists outside of the law and will kill, unlike the Daredevil. After the witness is used by the DA, who is responsible for the creation of the Punisher. It's partly in the Punisher decides to hide her guilt. Daredevil is on a relentless hunt for the Punisher. Well, Karen begins to question if it was the reasoning behind Daredevil created the Punisher, which in fact it did. The Punisher captures Daredevil and has a little heart-to-heart, questioning their ideology about if it's better to kill or to let the scum run around.
Feel my power.
Daredevil proves his point by not killing anyone, but the Punisher also proves his point as well. Punisher is eventually seized by Daredevil, but Daredevil tells the police commissioner, do not put him in the reports. People need to know that the system works. It's not just the vigilantes that do the work. So he signed on. Soon Daredevil meets up with his old flame Elektra in his apartment, who's trying to help. She wants him to help down. She wants him to take down an evil company trying to attack her father's business, which she now runs. The Makusa, a Japanese. Meanwhile, Sick comes back and tells them about the Hand, a secret society which moves in the shadows. He controls most of the city and plans to destroy them. He tells them that he is the leader of the chase, and they have plans for New York City. The trial of the Punisher starts off, which damages Foggy and Murdoch's relationship, as he is unfocused dealing with the Hand and Elektra's return. Causing Foggy to seek a job at Hogarth, where he becomes a lawyer. The Punisher eventually meets Wilson Fisk inside a penitentiary, and Wilson Fisk has risen to power again and has great plans for once he gets out. He helps the Punisher escape and tells him news of who really was responsible for his family. The DA confronts her fact that she was responsible for creating the Punisher, avoiding his not taking on his case and failing him after the ones who killed his family got away. It was revealed that his good army bug was responsible for the death of his family, which is kind of weird. It should have been Jigsaw, but you know, whatever. What do I know about good stories? Elektra learns that she is a Black Sky, a destined child to help destroy the Hand, but also has immense power. Like that boy, Sid tried to kill him the first time he came back to New York City. Meanwhile, they try to stop the Hand's plan of manipulating children of wealthy people by having them commit suicide. Daredevil and Elektra finally confront the leader, Nobu, and his plans to destroy half the city block. The Punisher deals in the final blow to Nobu, as the Punisher sets off on a separate way of vengeance, outside of Hell's Kitchen. Our next chapter takes us to Harlem. Yo yo yo, what's up, digga? That's pretty much the entire series of this character, Luke Cage. Luke Cage returns to Harlem and wants to live a normal life. Boring, right? Well, it's revealed that there's actually a bunch of criminals there, like Cottonmouth and his sister. Luke Cage was interesting in some parts, but it wasn't until he became public enemy #1. So Luke Cage is a bartender, and he kind of becomes a defender once Pops dies, who is the owner of the haircut salon, The Heap, to keep people off the streets. It's revealed that Luke Cage got his powers in an experiment while at Seagate Prison. I'm sorry, I got distracted. Where he met his future wife and took on the name Luke Cage based off a Bible verse his father reminisced about. Meanwhile, Cottonmouth is busy resourcing all his resources to taking down Luke Cage, and eventually questions his own ideology in the crime business, saying he could have been someone. But his cousin Mariah doesn't seem to care, with her own goals of becoming a congresswoman in Harlem. She is both as guilty too, for she was responsible for Cottonmouth's death and bribing a waitress. Meanwhile, they seek the advice of a conman named Shades, who was very interesting. I like Shades.
Eternal weapon.
But anywho, Luke is badly damaged by a Judas bullet, which can pierce and just dig into his skin. They seek the man who gave him the unbreakable skin, and he was able to heal Luke Cage with the help of Claire. Eventually, Diamondback reveals himself as the man who set up Luke Cage with the drugs and heroin in his apartment. And that he is actually his biological brother because his brother Wait No Saint. Again, Luke Cage is not my favorite story, so I kind of just like, okay, I'll buy whatever crap you tell me. So they eventually, Diamondback has a suit which gives him strength. Think of it like the Patriot. It's very much like the Patriot. And he and Luke Cage have a battle in the city block. In the city block in which both Mariah and everyone else agrees to help. Misty Moon is also introduced, who's a really good detective and pretty badass. She starts learning that her partner is working for the evil side, so that kind of gives them some hints about the evil doings. And she also tries to take down Mariah by having a stellar witness who is eventually killed by Mariah to hide their guilt. Back at the station, Luke Cage is arrested by discovering his true identity as Carl Lucas, escapee of Seagate Prison, who is eventually taken back to Seagate Prison. Claire learns that she has to help defend herself in this upcoming reign of superheroes, so she decides to take off a poster from Kung Fu class hosted by Colleen Wing. Now it's time to deal with the immortal weapon, the Iron Fist. Danny Rand has been missing for years and makes a miraculous return, but people don't believe them, believing that he is an insane person seeking fame for no reason. He is sent to a mental institution where his own friends don't remember him. He learns Kung Fu and is destined to take down the Hand. He's sent to an insane asylum where he eventually escapes. Meanwhile, Harold Mangum is in fear of hiding due to his inexplicit return from the Hand. He sees Danny Rand in the hospital and asks him who you are. He says, I am Danny Rand, the immortal Iron Fist, destined enemy of the Hand. It is revealed that the Iron Fist is destined to destroy the Hand once and for all and protect Cotton Law from them. Now, Iron Fist was really interesting but didn't get the praise it deserved from critics. I'm going to say that now. He eventually gets his company back and discovers, hey, they're doing some shady stuff. And his family, and he grows to be different than his family. He starts to uncover kind of the secrets of the Hand, their outer workings, and how they have their own version of the Iron Fist. I think his name was Bakuta. He was the distant enemy of the Iron Fist. So he was a warrior chosen to destroy the immortal Iron Fist, which is actually, it makes sense for the Hand. It really does. Now he starts to discover the Hand's inner workings inside his company and inside the world as the world. And he starts to battle with his innocence as a character, which Danny Rand has a lot of innocence within the first season. He teams up with Colleen, who discovered to be a member of the Hand, and is even questioned by his own friend about his placement as the Iron Fist, due to him defeating the Immortal Dragon. And even leaving his homeland for something else. Harold Mangum reveals himself to be alive eventually due to the Hand, and there's an ancient prophecy about a man who's killed, came back to life. And each time he came back to life, he became more deadly and more. Ward afraid of this, unlike his sister, who welcomes her dad's return. plans to kill him and seeks the hand to help destroy him. Danny has decided to take on the head of the hand in his area and succeed in destroying the area.
It's foolhardy to oppose an eternal.
Using her dojo as a way to recruit people for the hand. She eventually takes off fighting in Cage, which is pretty cool. Daughter of the Dragon. Awesome reference for Daughter of the Dragon. And she would eventually take on the leader of the hand, of that area of the hand, and win. No longer in fear, Harold returns to seek utter control of his coming, leaving his son and ran out of the business. With Danny on the run, he seeks Jerry Hogarth's help to clear his innocence. He eventually fights with Harold and eventually wins. He's coming back. The Beltane Ward learn of the importance. Learn to become more than what their parents were. Become simpatico, to become one and the same, not seeking each other's glory.
Drink deep the elixir of defeat.
And he agrees.
Path of foolishness.
Danny decides to go back to Kunlun and discovers a ruin as the hand has finally arrived at Kunlun without the immortal weapon. Danny is just horrified, while his best friend seeks a... or his friend from Kunlun decides to... We're together. With hope to take down Danny Rand, because he is a threat to both of them. Now, his best friend does become a Seal Servant, which is going to be an interesting part in Season 2. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this very long episode as we talk about the story of the Defenders. I might have missed some stuff, but keep in mind, I gave you, like, the important stuff you need to remember. Iron Fist, the Defenders launches tomorrow, and then right after that is Punisher. And then Jessica Jones Season 2, Daredevil Season 3, probably Iron Fist Season 2, and then Luke Cage Season 2, because I haven't heard anything about Luke Cage Season 2 if it's in I think it's in development, but I haven't heard, like, when they're doing filming for it. I heard Daredevil filming is October, Jessica Jones is filming right now, and Iron Fist is sometime in December. I hope you guys enjoy this episode. I hope you guys enjoy the time skips as well, and I hope you guys look forward to Marvel's Defenders premiering tomorrow. If you could drop this thing a like and comment if you enjoyed this episode, that'd be very helpful. And tell me why you enjoyed this episode too. I'm gonna be watching every season finale tonight because I can. I'm gonna watch Daredevil Season 1, Jessica Jones, Daredevil Season 2, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist, and then I'm gonna be all ready for Defenders tomorrow. Till then, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and see you guys then. I'm gonna record some New Super Mario Bros. Next because I'm late on those. One file got corrupted, so